ever satisfied? Okay, somebody said no. That was good. That was good. You probably said the truth. Right. Right. Are we ever satisfied? Okay. Are we ever satisfied? All right. Somebody said sometime. Why is it when you get money, some money, you want more? You always want more. It's that you need more or that you want more. Well, I don't know if it's the living that goes up, it's the spending that goes up. Sometimes we start, okay, okay. How many of y'all, uh, have looked in the cabinet and your cabinet is full, you know, canned goods and stuff like that? Sometimes you have more than what you need. And you look and say, boy, I got more than what I need. And then your children come behind you and they look in the same cabinet and say, we ain't got nothing.
Right.
How is that? How is that? How is it that when some of us was coming up, we were glad to get a job, and it didn't matter. We didn't even ask how much you was gonna pay us. We were just glad to get a job, to be working. Now you have folk that their jobs, they don't want that. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. Oh, okay. He said entitlement. Entitlement. I think that might be one of the problems that we have to deal with, and then there has to be a reset. One of the teachers is telling me that they very rarely, if any, have to take games away from girls. It's boys that they have to take the game. And then when you look at as they get older, I haven't seen any 20-year-old women playing games. I haven't definitely seen no 30-year-old women playing games. 40-year-old women, oh, they ain't playing no kind of game. I tell you, hey, baby, we ain't playing no game. But how do you get a 40-year-old man playing games like a 16-year-old child?
Right.
A what? Oh, you get in trouble. He said, "Oh Lord, is he?" He said LeBron James is how you get it because is he playing games? He plays almost every night. Oh, okay, okay. We've been around each other too long. Okay, I got you. But a lot of times our priorities never shift, and we forget where we come from. We forget where we come. Let's go back and let's look at some things in the 16th chapter of Exodus. You there, sir?
So,
All right. If you can read for us, even just verse number 1 would be good.
and they looked their journey from Elim, all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, right. On the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
Okay, so does anybody remember what Egypt was? Where it was? I'm going to tell you an interesting tidbit about Egypt. A lot of times you hear people talk about that the children of Israel were in Egypt 400 years. That is biblically incorrect. They were not in Egypt 400 years. Their sojourn was in the land of Canaan and Egypt. They were in Egypt 215 years, in Canaan 215 years. Add that together, you get 430 years The sojourn was 430 years, starting with Abraham being called out of the Ur of Chaldees when he was 75 years old. The 400 years starts with the persecution of Isaac by Ishmael. From Isaac to the leaving out into Egypt is 400 years. Now, if you go back and do the numerical counting of the ages of the patriarchs, you can do the math, and the math will prove all this out. Jacob actually tells you how old he was when we was taken down into Egypt.
Yeah.
So if he tells you exactly how old he is, you can do the math backwards and say they were not there 400 years. That was just a little tidbit. But anyway, being there 215 years,
yeah,
that's enough time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were in now all of their time was not horrible. When they first got down there, it was pretty good.
Right.
Okay. This lets you know everything that starts out good don't end up good.
Right.
Okay. But then on the other hand, everything that starts out bad doesn't always have to stay bad.
Right.
So they're in Egypt, and y'all know the story. They are have been enslaved because there was a Pharaoh that did not know Joseph. He said, I don't know Joseph. I don't know what y'all did back then. This is where we are. So he saw that they began to multiply. And so he decided, these people will overrun us if we don't make them slaves. Now, I know we're gonna get this is where we're gonna get some conversation and pushback. How many of you all know that for some people, slavery ended up being beneficial? And they're quiet now. Okay. Let me ask you this. You here in America, we always say we were brought here, and we were. How many of you all have gone on vacation out of the country? Raise your hand. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. How many of you all went to Africa? Man, if this was choir rehearsal, we'd be singing "No, Not One, No, Not One." Why? How come you haven't gone back to your motherland? You going everywhere else, but you ain't going back there. Now wait a minute. Has anybody seen any Africans here in the USA? Have a lot of them said, "Hey, look here, I'm going back"? Some of them have, but most of them ain't trying to get back. They here sending money. They ain't going, they send their money, right? They like being here. So those that are here can send money back because they're here. You here, you ain't trying to go back, because a lot of times when you look at what's going on here and what's going on there, you like what's going on here better, you like what's going on there. Sometimes some of the situations that we found ourselves in that seemed so bad ended up working out. See, you're not going there to go to school. They're coming here to go to school. You're not going there for a better job. They're coming here for a better job. You see what I'm saying? Everything that starts out bad doesn't always end up bad. Sometimes you have to go through, Joseph is a prime example. You're talking about a bad situation. Your own family, does it sound familiar? Your family sells you.
Yeah.
You do know that most of the black people that got here back when, they were sold by black people to white people or Arab people to bring us here. Now you say, oh, that's a bad thing. Okay, well, Joseph, it fits a pattern. Joseph's brethren sold him into captivity into Egypt. Now, had he never gotten to Egypt, he'd have never got to the palace.
Right.
Now, wait a minute.
Right.
He didn't go directly to the palace, though.
Right. Right.
You remember he ended up in Potiphar's house? There's a lot of P's going on, right? Prison, Potiphar, palace, prison. Okay, so he ended up at Potiphar's house, right? Seem like it's okay. You seem like you're making progress. Then all of a sudden, something happens that you go from Potiphar's house to the prison. Does anybody remember that story about how he got there? Okay. He was minding his own business, right? Doing his job. And all of a sudden, Mrs. Potiphar.
Yeah.
Ooh, now, wait a minute, watch this. Is it always the men that are coming on to the women? Ooh, it ain't always, is it? Not anymore. It wasn't then.
Right.
Delilah's the one that told Samson, Sam, come on, lay with me.
Yeah.
She called him. All right. Y'all didn't think women felt that way, did you? Some of y'all sit up and say, yo, I know what. Okay. But anyway, so she tells him, come on. He says, I can't do this. He said, this man has left all this stuff in my charge, and I am not going to bother with his wife.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, she keeps on, and he said, now hold up. Despite him, how can I do this wicked thing and sin against God? He said, I'm not going to do it. And so, instead of staying there reasoning with her, what does he do?
Run.
He runs. He runs out. Do y'all know the type of courage, and not just courage, but strength he's exhibiting? You with Potiphar's wife. Now you understand, he probably didn't marry no ugly woman. He's Potiphar. Probably the only person got a wife better than his is Pharaoh. So let's say she looking good. And then she said, hey, I done sent all the servants out. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody gonna tell on you. And he takes off running. How much strength is that? I ain't gonna, okay, we got a few guys here. I was gonna say, by the show of hands, how many of y'all would have just ran out? Okay, because hey, we know what David did. He didn't run.
Right.
So you got two examples.
Yeah.
You got David, and we know which way David ran.
Right.
Matter of fact, no, he did. He said, "Now bring it to me."
Yeah.
But what did Joseph do? He ran, and he was in such a hurry that he left his coat. He left evidence. He left evidence. Now, there's a lot of lessons in this, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
What you see may not be what is. It may be just what you see. If a woman comes up to you and say, he tried to attack me. He hurt, when I started screaming, he started running, and I kept his coat for evidence. Now, how would you have viewed that? Let's start over here with our mothers. How would you have viewed that? Girl come up to you and say, this man tried to take me, but I got his coat as a sample, as a witness. I pulled the sleeve off. Are we inclined to believe the girl? We start up here. Huh? Do you know the man? Well, we kind of. All we can do is say kind of, because we know the man and the woman. Kind of leave you silent, don't it? What would you all say? What y'all say? The young people. We got the youngsters back here. Okay, she said he did it. He did it. Okay, he did it. Y'all concur? You don't agree? Okay. I mean, you don't know the story, okay? Okay, she said he did it. He did it. Based on the fact she got the coat in his hand, she said he screamed. Okay, all right. What do y'all say? Well, now see, you only got two witnesses. It could be he was invited, or it could be he forced his way in. It's his word against her word. She said he forced his way in, forced his way out. Brother Rob, you ain't said nothing. Which way is it? Huh? He said he hasn't heard it. He needs to hear more. All right. Well, okay. What y'all saying? Sound man, what you saying? What you saying? She done ran off. I mean, she said he's when I screamed, he ran off, and I got his shirt sleeve. He did. Did he do it? Oh, okay. You know the story. He done read the. You don't know the story. Okay, what y'all saying over here? These ain't old people. These mature people right here. They ain't young. They mature. What y'all say? Okay, we got a guilty here. He's a slave. You ain't gonna hear no other side.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Now you don't woke up. Now he processing. Yeah. You said, come on. You saying something good? Say. You said that's part of the dilemma. I like that.
Most men feel like guilty because you're is with my wife, who
Yeah.
in that situation. It's just like if you're at home and you got a bedroom, the suite or whatever. If a man leaves his coat in there, the husband don't want to hear why the coat's there. He should never, the coat is guilty. That makes him guilty.
Okay, that was good. The code is guilty. That makes it guilty.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you can't share anything that would make the average man feel like, okay, that was an accident.
That's the story.
And if she's beautiful like this woman was,
Yeah.
oh my God, you don't even need to have a coat in the house.
Okay. Amen. Okay. Now y'all know the story though. What the rest of y'all say? What the rest of y'all say? Okay. Now listen. Huh? What? Okay. Come on, sir. You better come up to the mic now. This is good right here.
Amber asked me, she said, what if it was you and you came home and you found somebody else's coat? What would you say? So I thought about it, and then I said, well, if I found out he was a homeless man, it really would, I'd be like, I don't believe nothing happened. So if I knew he was a slave, I think that matters. I think that dynamic matters as far as belief.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, see, there's a whole lot to this story before we even get into the other part of the lesson. Oh, did you? Mother Jenny wanted to say something.
Him being a slave, he would not just have come on into her room. So I think that she lured him in, and then maybe somebody was coming towards her door, and she screamed. And he knows if he gets caught in there, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna cut his head off. So he runs, and like you said, she grabbed his coat or whatever, So I think it was probably the woman that got everything started. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
But the thing is that the way others are going to see that?
Of course, because he's a slave, and they feel like she can do no wrong. First of all, he should not have been in her room. And didn't have one of her maidens there.
But if you're the slave, and she said, you better come here,
You gotta go because either or they're gonna do what they're gonna do. If you say no, she's gonna cry
Yeah.
and they're gonna cut his head off. And if she said yeah, and then she sees that somebody else is coming,
Yeah.
she don't want them to catch him in there.
Yeah.
So he tries to run and she's thinking fast. I'm gonna grab his coat and keep his coat. And this is
And say he did this or he did that.
and
so
this is
coat
the
gonna speak
witness.
for him.
That's right.
That the coat's gonna be.
That's what I think.
That's what she said. So the coat testified. Oh, we got somebody else. The coat testified.
He a slave, so what if he had to fix the door to the room or something, and she was in there, but and then it happened like that? He a slave, so he gotta fix stuff, he gotta clean stuff and stuff like that. So all the time, she probably wouldn't have invited him in there.
But see, all of this can play over in different minds and understand different folks will have different scenarios playing in their mind. Now, another story that happened. Y'all remember Mandingo when they boiled Ken Norton in the pot of whatever that was, because he got caught with he kind of got caught with the master's wife, and she got pregnant, had a baby. Okay, y'all don't remember that. Okay. Anyway, he did not. It wasn't that he accosted her. She took advantage of him being the mistress of the house, and she commanded him to come in. And either way, he was in a losing proposition. It was a losing deal. That's my whole point. Anyway, no matter how you put it, he can't. If God does not intervene in this situation, it's not going. Now, thank the Lord that there are some people who may not be saved, but they have discernment and they have a sense of righteousness. Yes, sir. Are we talking about a white woman or a black woman? Well, okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Now, he's bringing up something interesting because it is said during certain dynasties that the Egyptians were African. I mean, if you be honest, we call it the Middle East, but it's Northern Africa. Okay. Now, what people don't understand about Egypt, when you say Pharaoh, you're not talking about a people group. It is like king. There were different pharaohs, different dynasties that were from different backgrounds. Okay? So there were African pharaohs, but there were pharaohs who weren't African. So now I know what you're saying. If she's a white woman, he's a black man, it's all over. Because isn't there something to say that all the Israelites were black? Okay, but so you can always have those discussions, but the whole thing is we got a man and a woman. A man that's a slave, a woman that's in the seat of being a master or mistress, and he's in trouble. Now, here's the thing that really impresses me is that Potiphar has some discernment. Now, and he has some wisdom. Okay. What do you mean he has some discernment? If you catch some man with your wife, or your wife tells you some man did this, your deal is, I'm going to kill that man. I'm going to get him because she's telling me the truth. You don't really question a lot of times, right? You want to get in now? You want me to? Okay, come on, get in now. Yeah, he got something good to say.
Different
Yeah.
at that time. And even though he's a slave, he doesn't enter, especially the big man's wife room. He says a woman.
Okay.
See, some things are just off limits. Like, even though we're not in times, I'm not going to visit a friend or somebody I don't even know them.
Uh-huh.
The last place I'm going to get caught is in the bedroom.
Uh-huh.
Get caught in the kitchen.
Get going to get. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and see, etiquette is a huge thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slaves had off limits,
Yeah.
even if she invited them. So you have to have the kind of discernment
Uh-huh.
that says, if I'm invited into the bedroom, I know not to go. Guess what you really don't do?
What's that?
Don't take off your coat.
Don't take off your coat. Okay. All right. Now, we got to look at the rest of the story. I'm telling you, either way this goes, his goose is cooked. Because she has sent, when you read the story, she sent all the servants out of the house. That's what she tells me. It's just me and you. Everybody else gone. Now he don't find that until he don't find that out until he's face to face with her. Everybody else gone. Come on, Joe. Ain't nobody gonna know. I wonder is that where Patty LaBelle got that? Hey, Joe, you want to give it? I'm just saying. Where did she get that Joe from? Okay, but anyway, so now he's messed up. But now wait a minute. When Potiphar hears about it, he doesn't have him killed, or he doesn't kill him. I think he knows Joseph's character, and he probably knows his wife. His wife is his wife. They not getting ready to get a divorce or anything. So but he knows, baby probably done lied. But anyway, they got to save face. So what he does is he puts Joseph in prison. Joseph did not do anything to deserve prison, but this was God's design that Joseph travels this path.
Right.
Now, understand, I don't know nobody that says, going to prison. Well, wait a minute, I got to take it back. I was going to say, I don't know nobody that's happy about going to jail, but I have met a couple of people that are. I know it sounds crazy, but I know, yeah. Well, not for the first time, but after they got to jail, they started going, they would wait till the winter time came, and they would do something to get put in jail. Because that way they have a place to stay, meals, a couple of meals, and free TV. You think people don't do that, right? I never thought about that. I'm like, man, why are you going to jail? He said, I ain't got nowhere to stay. Now he's got nowhere to stay. He got meals, TV, and we paying for it. Yes, sir. Come on back. You were good.
I was trying to be a little funny when I said you don't leave.
You do.
But you don't.
No, you don't.
And the other thing is, in Egypt, I don't care what time of the year it is. See, Rob, stand up. That coat, we say coat, we say a lot of things.
Yeah.
He'll put some more on. He doesn't have to take off his coat.
Yeah.
And that's how it was in that era. You wore things because it was part of, relax it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he had no business taking off his coat.
Yeah. Take it off his coat.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not like it should have been, it could have been, I'm kind of hot, I'm sweating. Coat. But that's
Yeah.
part of their deed.
Yeah. I think she grabbed that coat. Yeah. I don't think he was the place.
He took it off.
Yeah.
That's what a man would think.
Yeah. He wasn't play. He wasn't gonna stay to play tug of war. He gonna get out of there for somebody to actually see this. Okay. Now, here's my whole point to this. Okay. We of course we traveled through this, but here's the whole point. At no time is it recorded where he complains to God or about God. He doesn't murmur and complain. He doesn't murmur and complain. But understand, God had to take him to the prison so that he could get him to the palace. And this is why we have to, the New Testament says, for we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. Now, if you have that mindset, it makes it easier for you to go through some of the things that you go through. Okay, so now let's get back to the lesson, because man, we almost out of time. Okay, so now watch this. Moses has gone down into Egypt because they've been praying for deliverance. They've been praying to get out of Egypt. He goes down to Egypt. You know the story. When he gets down there, he has this duel with Pharaoh. He brings them out of captivity. They are no longer slaves. All right, verse number 2. What does it say?
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel,
Wait a minute. Some of them?
the whole congregation
The whole congregation. Okay, go ahead.
of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
They are complaining. They're free now, but they're complaining. They're free, but they're complaining. Their focus is on complaining. Okay, verse number 3 says what?
And the children of Israel said unto them, to God we had died by the hands of the Lord in the land of Egypt.
Now they're talking crazy. Now we would that would have died. Okay, had you died then, you would not be living now. You see how pressure can make you talk foolishly? I was gonna say stupid. Thank you.
Right.
That's more biblical. Foolish. How pressure, has anybody ever talked foolish because of pressure? Somebody put pressure on you, said something to them that you shouldn't have said. Had cause of pressure made you cuss somebody out. Pressure made you hit somebody. Huh? Yeah. Hey, listen. Pressure can make you hit, and pressure can make you get lit. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, some people, they get lit because of pressure. They drinking out the wrong cup. Cause of you know what I'm saying? But see, the pressure, that's not the purpose of the pressure. The purpose of the pressure is to help to define you. Not really to confine you, but to help define you. In the book of Malachi, it says that he shall sit as a refiner, a purifier of silver and gold. Malachi 3. He sits there as a purifier. Now, what is the heat? What does the heat do? The heat does not destroy the metal. What it does is it makes the metal pliable, and it allows for the dross or the impurities to come up so that they can be. See, you can't remove what you can't see. And so sometimes God allows these pressures to come into our lives so that we can see who we really are, and then we can deal with the impurities. How many of y'all didn't know you cussed until somebody really... I mean, come on now. You ever said a word like that? Now, I've seen, I call it real saved people. Get their hand slammed in. You ever had your finger slammed in the door? Oh, you get your finger slammed in the door, you're going to find out what's in you.
Yeah.
And everybody else around you going to find out what's in you. Listen, I seen somebody get their hand slammed in the door. And you know what they said? Jesus. Jesus. Now, I know some people that has got their hand slammed in the door. That ain't what they said. That, so sometimes we need God to work. We need to know what's in us. And sometimes we think we are one way when we actually another. And so God puts the pressure on so we can find out what really is in us. Okay, so they're murmuring and they're complaining. Now, if we're honest, are we like that a lot of times? We lose a job and we murmur and complain because we lost a job. And then when you get the better job that you never would have applied for had you not lost the other job, now it's the Lord. Oh, it wasn't the Lord in the beginning? Now all of a sudden it's the Lord. Or you crying and moaning and groaning because you out of a bad relationship. She left me. He left me. You know? Then a year later, you living the high life. Because now you got somebody that really loves you. You don't have to beg or nothing like it. But while you was going through there, you're like, yeah, I don't know why she left me. I don't know why he left me. You see what I'm saying? He's trying to teach us to rejoice always. But they're murmuring and they're complaining. I'm trying to get us to analyze how we can be sometimes, because we don't really trust God. We say we do. You know, we say we do. But do you really? It's the same way, you know, we say that you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart. You believe just like you trust. You believe, yeah. There's a lot of people say, I believe. Oh, lip-wise, they believe. They think in their heart. See, just like you didn't think in your heart when you shut that door in your hand that you did. Come on, you had a whole different picture of you.
Say one little real quick thing that keeps staying in my mind about this whole scenario with Joseph and Potiphar's wife. Joseph said that he didn't sin. He didn't want to, sin against Potiphar. Potiphar wasn't his concern. The woman wasn't his concern. His concern was he didn't want to sin against God. And that made all the difference of the whole scenario.
Yeah.
It was against God that he would feel like he sinned. And that was his whole life. It was always God. And I think that is so important that we think about it today. Is God the focal point, the reason that we do what we do? It ain't Trump, it ain't Obama, it ain't whoever, it ain't nobody else. It's God, please. Are we doing what he said? Great message this morning. For all y'all that missed it, great message. Come back at 11 o'clock, maybe you can hear part of it again. But that, to me, that is the key point of this.
And love for God.
Yeah, love for God. And I'll say one thing, I think some of the ladies were talking about, the slave servant thing. We can think what we want to think, but history points out when the slave master told you to jump over, flip, touch the sky, whatever, that's what you did. And I get you, Jane. Maybe modern day slavery, enlightened slavery, might say, oh, I'm not going to do that because it's wrong. But, if you study some of these slavery things, if they said do it, you did it or die. And let me tell you this real quick. Look at it today. This quid pro quo kind of thing in our jobs and everything. Baby, you want this promotion? You want this job? You beat me back here in the courtroom at so-and-so and so-and-so.
They say, new job.
And it happens all the time. And you know what you can say? I want the job. Or you can be mad at the man or anything like that. But how many people say, it's against the will of God and I don't care what you do?
I'm not doing
it. Are you going to, that's sacrificing your life. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah.
But real quick, it all works together. I was just talking about that. If Joseph hadn't went through all the stuff that he went through, where would the children of Israel be?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And I think
we ain't going to take nothing.
You pointed out when you said, I think he had his love for for Potiphar,
right.
Because first he loved God.
Right.
And so the commandment is love the Lord and then love your neighbor as yourself. So all of that is still, even it's acted out in the Old Testament. The New Testament is acted out right there. Yes, sir. You had. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I tell you, in the word of God, I want you to give me not just that, what they did, like I said, his wisdom.
Yeah.
And he,
Yeah.
so yeah, he got I don't care what you say about God,
Yeah.
would be like,
Again, that's the best forbidden fruit. The forbidden fruit. Now, see, these are the type of things again that we have to deal with, because these are things that we deal with in everyday life. We deal with that, and so God hasn't left us without witnesses. You can do the David thing, or you can do the Joseph thing. You see how they both turned out, right? The Bible says that the way of the transgressor is hard. When you go against God, there's going to be some results from you going against God. Consequences. Whether you're ultimately saved or not, consequences. Well, go ahead.
And David went through some consequences.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
You know, I mean,
That's another lesson, boy.
Yeah.
Maybe we better talk about that next week. All right, come back and join us, and we'll talk about David. Can you talk about David with us? It's rough.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's some rough stuff. All right. Well, our time is up, and we thank you for yours. Amen. Amen. All right. All right. Only 3 verses.